Welcome back to the Boy Garage. Today, we're going to be doing a couple things. One will be cleaning the garage. But before we start cleaning the garage, I need to make a camera mount. Tried to find my tripods. Couldn't find any of them. But one of my buddies gave me one. The problem is it doesn't have the quick disconnect plate to it. So we're going to make one today. So this is what the tripod I've been using for the other videos. This is a new camera, by the way. We ain't used it yet. This is a 4K ultra high def camcorder, which should be a lot better. The other one was shutting off at every 3 minutes and restarting over again. So this one here should continue recording constantly. And I got a 128 gigabyte card in it, so it should hold everything I need and give the wife a lot of fun editing and everything. So this is the mount that I've been using. As you can see, it's a GoPro attachment on top of a standard stand that we use to hold lights up for my wife's photography. We're going to take this off and we're going to cut ourselves on this it's brown plexiglass, and make it to where it mounts onto the top of this. This is the plate I'm missing. So once we get that, I'll have a quick disconnect. I can pick the camera up and do what I need to do with it. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to set this camera up on the old tripod. I think I got all the tools I need sitting out here. So I hope I ain't got to go back in the garage and grab anything. And let's start making some stuff. What do you say? Let's do it. And then we'll get rid of this crap, but we don't have to do this thing. Hope y'all ain't motion sickness. All right. So let me turn this down where you guys can see the table and what we're going to be doing. All right, so that's locked in place. All right. Yep, so we got all that there, and we are going to start taking this thing apart and building this stuff. All right, so first thing I need to do is get some measurements on this stand. So we'll measure this out. I believe it was 1 5/8 is what I measured last time. Double checking. Oh, let's stand up on this. Oh, that leg doesn't lock. It just free falls. So it won't be able to stand up all the way. So we'll extend up most of the way. I'm just going to make my job easier and just mark this on the ruler here, just because it makes it easier to reference back, and also when I square everything up. That's correct on that. That is correct on that. All right, so it's going to be completely square. I just made this here. This is not a permanent marker. It'll wipe off. I just decided to mark that just so I can see it. Quick reference. And I'll square this up with that. So I'll make everything nice and right. All right. Put that down. This is cheap Harbor Freight. Or no, this one's a dollar store square, so it might not be square, but close enough for government work. All these camera mounts over here on the side here, but we move all the stuff out of the way, can't we? All right. Now that, we don't need this no more. Not till later. Set this off here. Saw blade off here. I've got a bunch of this plexi, so that. All right, so now we're just going to do this squared. Push off a little bit here. This. All right. A little overkill using this big saw, but is what it is. Then we're going to be plastic welding this little piece right on top. And then we'll use the other GoPro mount on top of that to allow it to mount to it. That's the goal. For now, it's time to cut. All right. I'll put this back on there. All right. So now I got a little square here. Take the cover off of it. I ended up getting a whole skid of this stuff for like 50, like a few skids of this stuff. And from a place who was, once they cut a piece out, it's going to scrap. So they just throw it off to a pile, send it to a recycler or whatnot because they can't resell it. So I was delivering to him one day and said, "Hey, how much you want for all that stuff?" And he's like, "Well, when you get it out of here," I said, "Well, I'll take it off your hands." He said, "Well, $50, you can have all of them." I think it was 3 skidfuls of this stuff. It's random pieces and sizes, and I have some that are full sheets with just a little square cut out of it. And I ended up taking that and using it for projects, and the wife used it on different things, and sold some of it, and definitely quadrupled my money on it. Very, very beneficial to me. And I keep some here in case I need it for something. I got some neon collars in there I kept for myself. And I got some up to half-inch thick. Shot some of the rifle. It's not very bulletproof. Tell you that right now. Of course, the rifle I was using was a 350 Legend, and well, it's got a lot of power to it. It'll punch through a lot of stuff. So there it goes. Some of y'all probably love doing this stuff, huh? Peeling stuff off. That's what it is. This is a little brown piece. Nothing anyone really would want. We got that. We got that. And now we're going to see if this fits into the mount. I wish there was a better way to do this without having to bring it all the way up here. But this is supposed to sit down here. Now I'm going to have to take and trim it down probably, which like it looks like I'm going to. See, it's a little too big there. I got to round off the edges. I got a grinder in there. I can use the grinder on it. Shape this up a little bit. So I just need to take the edges down. Yep. Round off the edges. Of course, I do have a Dremel. I could get the Dremel real quick. And then we'll jump onto that. So I'm just going to, we'll be right back with the other parts I'm going to need for this here. All right. This cord does not work with that camera no more. I do not know what's going on with that. But we have the router, the Dremel here. We got to take the edges off. So let's go ahead and start getting this edges cleared up, okay? All right, see how this fits in there. Almost. We need to take some more off of the sides here and up at the top. Okay, that side looks good. That fits down in there like that. I turn this. This needs to come in a little bit here. With this here, I'm going to have to dimple this in. So, I could have left the paper on, make it easier to draw on, but we got to dimple in the end. So, that fits in there like that. So, this has got to fit down in there. So, I need to take from here to here, about that much there. I'm going to have to shave that down. Alright, now see if this will slide down in there. Like that. Open this up. Ooh, almost. This one little edge right here. The other one looks like it will clear. Clean it up just a little bit more here. Alright, down in there. Slide this open. Okay, so it's just this top right here, top here, and here, just a little shimmy off. I had to angle this in because it's angled on the inside, so it slides over top. So that's why I grinded at a little bit of an angle there. Down in here, open this up. All right, so it almost slides in. Got a little bit of hang up there. Come on out. Still too good of a fit, I guess. Come on out. Yeah, put that in there a little too tight, didn't I? There she goes. But once we get the top mount in, it should be fine. So now, you gotta grind this angle at a little bit more of an angle. right now. Okay, this goes in there. This opens up, it slides down, locks in place. A little bit of resistance there. Was not bad. It'll work itself out. It's just like right there. Smallest little bit right there. I mean, I could take that down a little bit. Let's take this in down just a little tiny bit. All right. One last twist bit. Open that up. Draw it down. Locks it in place. Solid as could be. Perfect. All right, now get this bad boy out of here. And we're going to do some plastic welding. I'm going to bring in the camera so you guys can see this a little easier. In case some people have never plastic welded before, wonder what it is, you can actually buy these kits cheap on Amazon. So this is a plastic welder. What this does is allows you to insert these rods. Let's say I want to do a corner piece. Let's see. I want to do it that way. I could do it this way. This one's just going to have 3 in there, but I don't know if this is going to be good enough for the angle because I got to put multiple in here. So that's a in corner. They got an outer corner. This one here is more like this here. So I could probably use these a little bit better because I can sink these down in there more. But then you got stuff like that, depending on how big your cracks and stuff are. You got these little wavy ones here. You got the thinner ones that are more almost completely straight. Yeah, I've got a ton of them. Got some really wild ones there. This one's not quite as aggressive. It would work. I wonder. I'm thinking this would probably be best. So what I want to do is line this up center with this. Get a good mark on it. Use the marker. So I know exactly where I'm going to set this thing at. So put it back in the jig. Lock it in. Place this here. Depending on where I want the mount to be. Then I want to mark it. Now I'm only going to do 3 sides. I don't need to do all these sides. But I can see I can move this forward a little bit there. And then I can mark the parameter. And I'm going to be inside the circle. That allows me to really get this thing where I need it to be. All right. Rough draft, and it'll work. All right. So I got that there. Got the circle marked out where I want this to go. So I can make sure I get this back in the same spot where I wanted it. Okay, so we're going to do that. All right. So the goal is to possibly use 2 of these here. It's like this. And it's going to melt into the plastic. And then I think I might just use the same one again. We're going to use another step in. Or I guess I could I use this in here? Yes, I could. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do with this. All right, so all you do with these here, you just push them right into the nose here. And they're stainless steel. They heat up real fast, instantly. They'll melt straight through the plastic and right into the thing. And we're good to rock and roll. So I'm going to plug this in. I'll move the camera in so you guys can see a little bit better while I do this. All right, so hopefully you can see that. So turn this, make sure this is nice and straight, right where I want it. It melts in, it'll melt through the acrylic there, push it down and in, get it nice and deep. Wiggle a little bit before you pull it out. When you pull it out, let it stay in, melts into place, and move on to the next one. And these things are not, they don't get hot. The current that runs through these is what heats it up. Now we're going to take and do this one. This one's more going in. So, I don't know, should I really do that or should I go the other way? I think we should go the other way. Thinking about it, we should definitely do the same thing I've been doing with the other one. So we're going to use step in, same one. Going to heat it up, press down and in. Try not to get the armature because you don't want that to break. But this makes it really strong too. So heat it up, it's melting through the layers. It's going into the acrylic now. It's a nice firm pressure. Then press in once it's past that mount. Keep holding it in and release it. Let it set for a second. Wiggle it a little bit. Pop it right out. Voila. There you go. Now we're going to do another one. There'll be 3 of them on here. This will hold this camera nice and strong. So, you're not really going to be able to see that. So now this is kind of, I want to turn it on. Let this weld in. Make sure you do this in a well-ventilated area if you're doing it, because this is chemicals. It is plastic burning. Last thing you want to do is hurt yourself or get yourself sick or something by doing this. Release, wiggle, pull out. And that's what it looks like as far as the plastic weld. I didn't go all the way through. I went halfway into this, pulled it through. Look how strong that is. Like, I'm really pulling this thing strong as it can be. And all you do is you take a little grinder cutting wheel, or even this grinder I got right here, and you just grind this down so there's nothing left. And then you can take a glue gun with these plastic sticks and actually glue these in and then smooth them out if you wanted to, and then sand them down. I don't normally do that. There's no point in really doing it, because if you're doing a plastic weld, you're repairing something just to get by. You're not going out and buying a new piece. You're just trying to save money. This kit, this and this, was $20. You're not going to get brand new condition with this, but you are going to save money because you're able to fix whatever plastic is broken. And it's going to save you some money in the long run, because you can reuse your same products. I wouldn't recommend doing it to any food products. Do not use this on food products. That is not what this is intended for. But anything hobby related is perfect. So now I'm going to Dremel down those little pieces so it's nice and smooth, and we can mount the camera on there. Then get to our next project this day today. That is cleaning the garage. And that is the end result. That's got a little bit of burr right there on it, so we can clean that up real quick. All right, now we got the burrs down. You know, she's ugly, but it was just stuff I had laying around. This old GoPro kit, $20 plastic welding kit that I've used numerous times for multiple things, from repairing motorcycle bags on gold wings and stuff like that to little small stuff like this. Now this thing's nice and solid. Just gonna hold that camera in there nice. See? Not coming off. That buddy's solid. That's solid in there. She's good. She's golden. All right. Now, I will end up stopping this video to get this thing mounted and see how this tripod works. Now, this tripod is missing a clip down here. I don't have a clip for it, but if I need to, I could always use a pair of vice grips or something, I got some clamps. I can always clamp to the bottom of that, no problem. Or I might be able to find this part of the leg or something for this. So we'll see. All right. Well, next time this thing will be back on. We'll be back on the new stand. All righty.